Hey everyone, welcome to the Mind of Ro page. For the last few weeks, I've been making some videos on how to work with the orishas and the Netaru, on how to connect with your chakras. So I actually just finished that all those weeks last week. So today I'm going to start on something a little different. I'm going to talk about a being you could speak to get some peace. And he's not really a popular netter. A lot of people haven't heard of him, so let's try to make him a little more popular, with his permission, of course. But before I get started, please subscribe to my channel at The Mind of Ro and hit that notification bell on YouTube, and like my page on Facebook. This is actually my personal Facebook page. I have a business Facebook page that is actually /The Mind of Ro. I also have a Twitter and a TikTok and an Instagram at Mind of Ro. Show me some love and support. So let's move on. So Seker is the netter of the dead. When I say netter, I mean god of the dead. He is an Egyptian deity. He is the patron of the workers who made tomb artifacts and those who made ritual objects and substances used in mummification. He is depicted with the head of a hawk or a mummified hawk. The colors he's associated with is white, black, dark blue, or dark purple. His favorite foods is onions, garlic, and recently I found out that he likes rum because he's asked me for rum. And so when I say about his colors and his food, what I mean is if you would like to communicate with Seker, if you would like to do some healing work with Seker, what you would do is offer these type of foods that I just listed on a plate with a candle that matches those colors. And be sure to always divine first before you make any offers to any netter or any orisha, because you don't want to give them the wrong thing or anything like that. You want to make sure you're giving the right thing, therefore you could get whatever it is that you are requesting from them. And I will tag a video with this video so you know exactly how to divine. And when it comes to the Netaru, it is a lot like the orishas. You always want to make sure you see that you make sure the doorkeepers or the crossroad deities receive something first, because if you want to be able to communicate to the other side, especially with an ascended being like Seker, you want to make sure the communication is clear, and the best way to make sure those messages are coming in clear is making offers to the doorkeepers so those doors are opened for you. And also, if you have any requests, like any healing, if you want the healing to be able to get to you, you want to make sure that door is open, that passageway is open to you as well. So be sure to always work with the crossroad deities, and the two main crossroad deities you would work with in regards to Kemeticism or working with the Netaru would be Sobek and Anpu, and I will tag a video with this video so you can know how to work with those beings before working with any of the other Netaru. So moving on, how would you know he's around? Here's some signs that you might know he's around: seeing his colors, seeing images of hawks or mummified beings, not only within your mind's eye, but maybe somebody might be wearing a shirt around you, and also seeing his colors around you a lot. Here's a little warning about Seker, though. He is a Saturn alien energy netter, therefore he could be a little hot spirited, but he could also be very loving and understanding as well. He's a very ascended being, but just a warning that if you do not show Seker any respect, he could get pretty angry about it. So please walk on eggshells when approaching Seker, or make sure you have some experience working with other beings prior to trying to contact Seker. And no, he is one that's very hard to get a hold of. He usually likes to work behind the scenes. That's why I'm sure you notice, you probably haven't heard of him. He's a lot more of a secretive concept. A lot of people don't really talk about. Also, the reason why people don't talk about him at all is also because he doesn't talk to just anybody. And the reason why he doesn't is because a lot of humans have a whole lot of ego, and they cannot get past their illusion and their human experience. Therefore, Seker's kind of like the being that's like, he's not gonna throw pearls to swine. because what's the point? Because he's not the one you want to call on, and then he gives you answers and you don't want to listen or respect it, and then something happens to you, and a lot of time the whole situation could be avoided by him just not talking back to you or giving you any answers, or not being able to, or just not giving you any requests that you ask. So before approaching Seker, you got to make sure you don't have any ego. As in, if you're today I'm going to actually talk a lot about the pandemic concept of being able to understand everything happening from a higher perspective. And the reason why a lot of people can't see beyond the illusion is because they're running off a lot of ego. Everybody wants to be angry. Everybody wants to be right. Everybody wants to put everything in a box. Everybody in every situation belongs in this box or that box. That's ego. And Seker transcends ego and transcends realities. So this is actually why me saying that is actually going to lead us to the next question. Why would you contact Seker? Because he will help you have a higher understanding of divine order. He teaches concepts of the matrix, the concept of how the whole universe is made of chaos and order. He helps you see beyond the illusion. He helps you transcend past the illusion. He also will help you be more in touch and in tune and knowledgeable of your own higher soul's purpose on why you're here on this planet, why you chose to be here, on what life you're living and what life that you're supposed to be living, and whatever destiny you're here to accomplish. He will help you get on that right track if you are willing to transcend your ego and your pride. He actually helps you be able to see the whole entire picture. This is what I mean by that. So, let's say, for example, you see two people arguing, right? Let's say it's a friend of yours, and two of these people are friends, and you see two people arguing. One person doesn't understand the other person, and the other person doesn't understand the other person, but you're sitting there. I'm sure this has happened to you before, where you're watching these people argue, and you could kind of see why they're arguing, but at the same time, you could see both perspectives. I'm sure you've been in a situation like that, to where you're watching people talk, or you watch situations, and you could actually see why the other person might be upset, or why one person might not be able to see past their pain or past their personal illusion, based off of whatever they went through, based off of what moment might have happened, or why they would believe it was one way when it's really another way. Being able to transcend beyond those illusions is what Seker is all about. So that's just a small aspect of a very basic description of what I'm trying to kind of get across. The whole world runs like this. We do this every day, all day long. We think something's going on when it's not really going on. We get caught up in our own thoughts, and we go in this tornado of toxic ideas and belief systems that was embedded into our mind, not only by the media, but by the people we choose to associate with, by our parents, by our own stubbornness. And we live throughout our whole life believing so much stuff we shouldn't be believing, because we're unable to be able to take a step backwards. It's kind of like the concept of, if you've ever been to an art gallery and you see oil paintings, if you look really, really close to it, it just looks like a bunch of squiggly lines and maybe like some bats from a paintbrush. But if you back up far enough, you could see the beauty of the image, and how just some dots and lines here and there can make a beautiful canvas of, let's say, the ocean or people dancing or something like that. But if you're standing too close to it, you can't see anything. And that's the same concept of life. When we stand too close in it, and we're looking from our only perspective, when we're unable to be able to look past our own nose, this is why a lot of chaos happens. And a great example of chaos is, or our illusion of chaos, is what's happening in the world right now. Everybody has their free will to do what they want. Everybody has their free will to be able to focus on whatever they want. I know there's a lot of stuff going on, but there's a lot of peaceful stuff going on as well. And we also need to understand that without chaos, there is no order. So I had another video where I kind of tapped in on this subject when I was speaking about Ra and Set. I made a video on the concept of Set. He is the netter of chaos. And I'm going to mention this again. So the concept is this, so you could understand what I mean by chaos and order. So if Ra is the light and the light of existence, and everything is made out of vibrations, you got to think, if you hit a singing bowl one time and never hit that singing bowl again, how long do you think the bell and the ring of that singing bowl is going to last? Not very long. Why? Because it needs to be hit again. Because for vibrations to happen, there must be friction. There must be a bang of vibration and sound for our universe to exist. And this is the concept of Set and Ra, and why Set helps Ra, the light, exist. As in, Ra being the light, Set being chaos. This is the concept of chaos and order. And everybody thinks, well, chaos is imperfect. No, it's not. Chaos is perfect. Why? Because if you didn't have any chaos, you would cease to exist. The universe would disappear. This is why we need to understand the concept of yin and yang. There is no such thing as right and wrong. There is only imbalance and balance, yin, yang, feminine, masculine, and everything in between and everything in beyond. There is no right, there is no wrong. If chaos was wrong, it wouldn't exist. It's the same concept of when you go through problems in your life, and then you find it within yourself to be able to get out of this problem, and you learn all these lessons, and you become this way bigger, better, stronger person afterwards. Have you ever looked back and just been like, wow, I can't believe I didn't know that until I went through this shit? Everybody has been through this. This is the concept of chaos and order. This is the concept that everybody needs to understand. And until you understand it, you will be stuck in a tornado and stuck in a karmic cycle of delusions after delusions after delusions. Because to believe a part of the universe exists, shouldn't exist, is against divine order. Who are you as a human being to sit there and say something should not exist? Everything needs to exist. If there was no darkness, there would be no light. You have the free will to be closer to the light or be closer to the darkness. You have no right to tell somebody else what they should and shouldn't do. Doesn't mean you have to agree with it. You just don't have to participate. Now, if you decide to participate, that is your free will and that is your choice. But if you try to control somebody else, even if you try to force them to the light, you are no better than a demon, right? Because you're just trying to control somebody else's free will. Therefore, you would be going against divine order. Because divine order is saying that everybody is free to do as they please. If the universe is made of love... Sorry about that, my phone tripped out for a second. Okay, let me repeat what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh, if everything, the whole universe is made of this concept of love, then that means it's made out of complete acceptance. As in, everybody could do what they want, when they want, however they please. There is no promises that you would have a certain life, because that promise is made by you and you only. That is your choice. If you chose to be on this planet at this time, to be born into the family, be born into your body, to have the body that you have, this is why we need to stop shaming our bodies. Shaming could be, I don't like my weight, I don't like my hair, I don't like my sex, I don't like my family, I don't like my home. These are all choices that you made. And when you don't accept these things, you don't accept divine consciousness. You're not accepting divine will. You're not accepting your free will. You're playing victim. And when we speak to Seker, he helps us understand that we are only a victim of ourselves. We are only a victim of the choices that we want to make and the attention we want to have on whatever subjects we want to have it on. That is completely our choice. Now, if somebody decides to trick us into something and to believe in something else, yeah, it's fucked up. But they have the free will to, and you also have the free will to fall for it. Because like I said earlier, with no chaos, there is no order. With no friction, there is no growth. Therefore, the energy of the trickster is to help you grow as a person. If the energy wasn't here, you wouldn't be learning and you wouldn't be smart. These are things we need to learn how to accept and appreciate in life. And I know it's hard, but it's part of divine order. So my personal experience with Seker, I meditated on him a couple times. I meditated him on today, actually, right before I made this video, and I meditated on him on I made another video on Seker. It's on my YouTube channel. If you end up liking this video and want to know a little more info on Seker, you go to my YouTube channel and look at the video called, what did I title it? I think Our Channeled Message from Seker. And it has some pretty deep information on that video as well. And that was the first time I spoke to him. This is the second time working with Seker. So today, when I was meditating on him today, and this is something that I've learned. So I know I have a lot of conscious people who are waking up to the spiritual realm. And a lot of people like, I hate this place, I want to leave. I get it, I know. I wanted to leave for the longest time myself until I found my higher purpose and found my reason for being here. And I started getting on that track, and my feet started to be on that journey and on the right road. And as soon as my feet hit that road, I feel much peaceful now. I feel like I could accept my life, I could accept my purpose, I could accept everything that's happening, and now I know why I'm here. And something that I realized is the farther away from your calling you are, or the more crap in your life that's trying to basically push you the other way and you're resisting it, the more depressed you're going to be. The more you resist your higher calling, your higher purpose, the more depressed and the more anger and the more chaos happens in your life. Because what did I say earlier? Chaos means order. Therefore, if you have a lot of chaos happen in your life, it's because it's trying to push you to order. Order is when you get on your higher path and your higher purpose and your soul's purpose on why you came here in the first place. So back to the subject of wanting to leave. So if you look up some information on Seker, you're going to notice he's associated with mummification. And something my personal experience is when Seker approaches me to let him know that he's around, I see an image of a decaying bird. I say, no, that sounds kind of crazy. But that's actually what I see. And the reason why I see him that way is because I talk to a lot of nature that's associated with a hawk head or a falcon head. So for me to be able to see the difference in my personal awareness, I'm not saying he's going to do this with yours. But so if I know Seker is the falcon or the hawk trying to communicate with me, he'll come looking like a decomposing bird head, just so I know this is Seker. And the reason why he comes that way is because he is associated with mummification and death. He is a netter of the dead. So, from my personal experience today, I'm going to tell you the exact thing he taught me today. He told me, we're going to touch right back to the subject of you trying to leave this planet and hating the planet and blah, 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 and you want to transcend. And this is according to the ancient Kemetians and universal law. If your bones are buried on this planet, your soul will be attached here, because it is a part of you. Something to think about. What happens when your bones get buried? Nothing. They stay. Everything else returns to earth. But what doesn't change? Your bones don't change. And that's actually why a whole lot of beings like Gede, Loa, Saturn type of spiritual beings come to you as bones, because it does represent a lot of ancestors and the concept of death and transformation. Because there is no death, there is only transformation. There is only changing from one form to the next, which is basically the concept of water turning into ice, turning into mist. But it's all the same thing, correct? It's all the same thing. It's just transformation from one element to another type of element, but it's really all the same thing. Same concept of death is an illusion. It's just transformation. So as long as your bones are here on this planet, your soul will be here as well. Which is why all of your ancestors are your guides right now. All of them, unless they're stuck in some really weird realm, but you do have a way you could ascend them from those realms if they're stuck in some kind of storyline or something like that. I think I showed that information in another video I made on your ancestors. But this is why your main guides are your ancestors, and why we need to do work with our ancestors. They are your main guides before any of the Orishas, before any of the Neteru, angels, gods, whatever you want to call them, your ancestors. Yes, they are the first ones to work with. That is not yourself. Because obviously the first one you need to work on was obviously yourself, your own Ori, which means your own head, your own soul. But beyond that, your ancestors are the first ones. Your ancestors are the first ones that you want to work with. So this is something that I have learned. The reason why the ancient Kemetians had a lot of respect for your body when you died is so your soul doesn't scatter. Scattering as a concept of, I'm sure you watched a whole lot of horror movies and ghost movies of a spirit getting attached to a house or getting attached to an object or getting lost in a realm that keeps repeating the same story over and over and over again, which is usually what a ghost is. It's a spirit that's stuck in a realm that they need to get out of. They're stuck in their subconscious reality that they keep creating over and over again for whatever reasons they have, is usually what that concept is. And the reason why the ancient Kemetians were very major on treating the body a type of way is so you don't get stuck or scattered in a specific way. So moving on, I have these notes right here. Give me 1 second. Moving on really quick. So, yeah, because, okay, I'm going to move on to the concept of divine order and occult work. So, and when I say occult work, please know I said occult work, not cult work. Those are two different things. Occult means secret knowledge, basically is what that means. So, Seker has a lot to do with this knowledge because he has to do with divine order. When it comes to working with spirits, giving them food, offering them candles, plates, water, stuff like that, there is energy in food, energy in water, energy in the color that you use within a candle or a plate, and energy in every area that you end up doing work in, every job that you have, every life that you live, every outfit that you wear, every ripped sock that you wear, everything has energy to it. As in, wearing ripped clothes can actually bring you poverty, because of the energy of the ripped clothes that you're wearing. Wearing clothes handed down from a toxic older sibling can have energy on it. I don't care if you washed it 10 million times. Everything has energy on it. This is divine order. And this is the concept that people do not want to accept. And the reason why Seker doesn't talk to a lot of people, because people don't want to get over the ego that, oh, it's just nothing, or it's just like that because of this. No, everything has a reason. Everything has energy. Everything is connected to the spirit realm. Everything doesn't just happen just because it happens. And this is the ego and pride humans cannot get over. This is why people cannot transcend beyond their own reality, their own illusion, their own delusions, their own all this pandemic stuff going on, because people can't see past that. People can't see past their own nose. People can't see the purpose of how everything, including your past lives, including your souls, everything connects to why you might have had a heart attack, why you got into a car accident, why you lost your pen. Everything has a higher reason to it. It's not just because. This is called divine order, and this is why occult work, as it offers to deities, works so well, is only going to work with people who understand the concept of divine order, of energy that has created and helps manifest reality, and is what basically created this universe and what is controlling this universe and your actions and your family's actions and the action of the flower blooming in your yard. This is all divine order and understanding. This is something that Seker helps you understand, is all the divine ordering of all these tiny little details. And this is actually why some people will contact me and say, hey, I did some of this work and I don't understand why it's not working, and why it works for this person, or why it works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't, or, you know, and that's the whole, I mean, it's normal. Sometimes when you first start doing this kind of work, it's normal for you to like have some hiccups and everything's not going to be perfect. But the reason why it doesn't work is because it wasn't according to divine order, and that's why practice makes perfect. But when it comes to occult work, it has to do with divine order and understanding the energy of where you do work, who you're speaking to, how you're speaking to them, what you say, what you give, what color everything is. All those details matter, and every little detail like that is the reason why the universe is so perfect, and the way it flows the way it does is because every detail matters. And this is the information that Seker actually teaches, if you let go of your ego and human concept, to be able to hear and understand this stuff. So I'm going to say some deep stuff, because I know a lot of people keep bringing up the apocalypse and all this. I believe a lot of this apocalypse stuff is very fear-mongering, but this is something that I've learned. There's a concept of something called the two deaths. The two deaths means, first, your body dies. Second, your soul dies, or your soul scatters. What this means is, this is the fear that a lot of people are scared of, is the end of the world. This is the concept that when the skies turn red, there will be two moons that will hit the planet. One, to scatter the bodies. Second, to scatter the souls. What this means is, if something happened to the whole, I'm not trying to scare anybody, I'm just speaking some truth. This is part of divine order and understanding. If something was to hit this whole entire planet, and it's obliterated into, let's say, dust everywhere, because everything is created by a collective conscious amongst not only the whole entire universe, but especially amongst this planet, all of our consciousness will actually create this planet again. Almost like a dream state, kind of like how I was talking about earlier, how when a house is haunted, it's basically a soul going through a dream state and replaying something, subconsciously replaying a moment that they had while they're alive over and over and over again, and they're stuck in a realm. Because if you have that many souls die together at the same exact time, those souls will actually create the planet again. A different kind of concept, and they will all believe it still exists because they all collectively believed it. Therefore, to be able to scatter those souls, you'd have to have a second moon hit the second planet to scatter the souls. Now, this is where the concept of belief and transcending and being able to learn what it means to be godly and not fear death. Because if you are not aware of anything that's going on out in the ether, you're going to be just like the woman who's haunting your neighbor's house, stuck in a false reality that keeps replaying itself over and over and over again, because you're not aware that there is more. Therefore, how would you know to go down the street if you believe there's no street down the street? See what I'm saying? This is a concept of why we need to understand what is going on the other realm, what it means to transcend, what it means to be enlightened, what it means to communicate to the other side, and how much is happening on the other side. So if it was to happen, at the worst scenario, just to let you know, the chances of it happening anytime soon is slim to none. It's not going to happen until after this personal human lifetime, so don't worry about it right now. Worry about it another lifetime. But let's move on. If you are aware and you know how to control your subconscious mind, you know how to control your etheric body, you have no fear. If you know that you've been a good person and you know you can connect to other beings on the other side who can help you maneuver through the universe, it's a very large place. Shit, I get lost in the mall sometimes. It's going to be easy to be able to, not know where to go in the universe if your planet's not there anymore. I'm just saying, this is the fear that everybody has about the apocalypse. Now, if you knew what was on the other side, what beings to talk to, what things to say, how to control your subconscious mind, there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to worry about because you know what's going on. But being ignorant on the subject is a sure way to get you stuck not only in a physical karma loop, but in a non-physical karma loop where you keep playing the same story over and over and over again. Just like what we call the monkey brain. Why it's hard for a lot of people to be able to meditate is because we call it the monkey brain. It's thoughts that keep repeating itself over and over and over again, which is why a lot of us don't heal. And healing is a big aspect of transcending our life and our soul, because you keep repeating the same story over and over again. This happened to me. Why this and why that? Then that's who you are, and that's the energy you hold on to. Therefore, when you lose your body, that's the same energy you have. So the more you transcend your home or your soul, then the less you really have to worry about when your body is not here to hold you down. Because you basically, what your body is doing right now is controlling it's a lot easier if you can control everything in your physical body. And this is why a lot of us are here right now. I know it's hard for us to admit that, but that's the whole concept of transcending beyond our ego and our human ego. We need to admit that we came here for a reason. And one of the main reasons why is because we're here to learn how to control that aspect. Learn how to transcend and be able to control our soul, our energy, our life force. And it's a lot easier to do in a human body without us all floating all over the place, being stuck in subconscious replays over and over and over again. I'm sure you know what that is like. When you go to sleep and you have crazy dreams, it's actually your subconscious mind, which is actually a very high concept of what happens with your soul when your body is not attached to it. This is why it's hard for us to control our body if you astral project or something. I don't know how many people do that who watch this, but if you astral project, it'd be kind of hard to control things. So actually a great practice is being able to learn how to control your dreams. When you find out you're dreaming, say, oh, well, I'm going to create this, or I'm going to fly and go here and do that. If you know how to master that, you basically learn how to master a lot of your soul. And that makes you powerful, man, because a lot of the power that you get in your subconscious mind, it goes into your soul and it goes into the reality when you wake up. So it's great practice. So I'm almost done. I did not answer any questions. Let me scroll real quick and see if there's any questions I want to answer. Hold on one second. Fitz, I'm mixed, by the way. Just want to let you know. Thank you. But anyways, let's move on. So, this is just a little something that I learned from Seker the last time I meditated on him. There is no death, only change and awareness. Stop trying to make sense of things. That is a human ego. Just know and accept what is. Seker is what everything isn't. He is the unseen and the unknowing. What is light is darkness, and what is darkness is light. Everything is chaos and order. In another space, order is chaos, and chaos is order. Nothing changes while everything changes. While everything expands and shrinks, it does neither. For I am everything, that is nothing. I am nothing, that is everything. You are trying to make right of things when nothing is wrong. It just is. It just is. This is word verbatim of what Seker has told me. It's very, very poetic. So, somebody brought up race. The physical human race. Let's go back to human ego. We've had multiple lives, therefore we have lived multiple races. Race is an illusion. Yes, there are some fucked up things that the European did. I do not agree with them suppressing my family. I don't agree with it at all. But at the same time, you still have a soul. I don't care what race you are. And guess what? When you die, you have no skin. Your soul is a soul. So please not let race be a part of your soul. That is transcending beyond the human ego, human pride. You have been multiple races. All of us have. Some of us has even been alien races. Your soul is much older than your body. And if it's not, that's probably why a lot of people act brand new here. Just being honest. But the question is, what was your soul doing before you came into this body? How many other lives have you had? Where have you had other lives? And why are you here? What part do you play in the great scheme of things? What are you doing that's contradicting the great scheme of things? What are we doing that's contradicting the divine order of chaos and order, yin, yang, light, dark? What are you doing that's contradicting that? Remember, the more chaos that happens in your life, the farther away from your divine purpose you are. Listen to the universe, because it is Set and Sobek who likes to bang that drum and bang that singing bowl to keep the light existing, but somebody has to bang it, somebody has to cause chaos, and for you to be able to grow and be able to be pushed to your divine purpose, chaos must happen. And if chaos keeps happening, it's because you're not listening, probably because you're stuck in your human ego, which is what Seker is really big about. Getting out of that human ego, getting out of that human pride. Being able to say, hey, maybe I need to be going a different direction. Maybe I need to stop playing victim. Maybe I need to try something different and stop expecting the same results or different results from the same actions. Because that's just crazy. I know this is some pretty deep concepts that I'm talking about. If you have any questions, go ahead and message me. I know there's a whole lot of the stuff that I said. Probably a lot of you don't like. I'm sure a lot of the stuff that I said, a lot of you do like. But this is Seker, and this is the knowledge of Seker. And this is some pretty deep stuff. And the reason why Seker doesn't talk to a lot of people is because a lot of people can't handle this information. Because a lot of people want to be stuck in their pride and ego. But for some reason why I speak to Seker, it feels very natural to me. I've definitely worked with him in other lives. I don't fear him at all, like a lot of other people do. And he interests me a lot more than other ones. Of course they all do, but he's definitely one I'm very, very intrigued by. He helps me transcend a lot of reality. I hope this helped somebody watching the video. I hope everybody is having a transcending day. Hotep.